Miss Makima? Do you think I have a heart?
Yes, you do. The name's Reze. I can teach you everything. Let me teach you.
I might fall for this girl. Bomb is coming. Jeez. Everybody's after my chainsaw heart. What about my heart? Denji's heart? Does nobody want that?
Boom.
Aloha, this is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman. And tonight, opening night of the new movie that's come out, anime, Chainsaw Man, the movie, the Reze Arc. What can I say about this other than it is a direct continuation of the first season of the anime hit Chainsaw Man. Now, up until a week ago, I didn't really know what Chainsaw Man was. I had seen pictures of it, advertisements for Chainsaw Man, you know, it's a guy with this chainsaw for a head, and you know, sometimes it's two arms, sometimes not. And I said, you know what, this is ridiculous, I'm not even going to watch this. And I didn't for a long time, but I heard this movie was coming out, and you know, Crunchyroll over the weekend, last weekend, had put all 13 or 12 episodes of the first season of Chainsaw Man out for free. I'll put a link to the playlist on YouTube. Hopefully it's still there. If you're interested in checking out Chainsaw Man and never read the manga or anything like me, you know, the first season was very interesting. Definitely, again, following the same formulaic pattern of, you know, troubled youth, wishing to do good, however, due to his circumstances or their circumstances, unable to do so without some type of, you know, in some cases scientific, you know, advantage, supernatural advantage, and in this case, it is a supernatural advantage. You know, following up on the long line of great anime like Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, probably more in common with Bleach a little bit. But even this one is a little bit more outrageous, talking more, leaning a little bit towards the fooly-cooly kind of anime, which to me was just too nonsensical, and that's why I kind of stayed away from Chainsaw Man. But having watched the first season, you know, with Denji, our main character, trying to work off a debt with the Yakuza that his parents had, you know, rung up. We're talking millions of dollars. In a world where devils and demons actually exist and plague mankind, there are devil hunters, you know, paid for and sponsored by the government, but also private devil hunters, which the Yakuza has hired, mainly Denji, to work off his debt of his parents. Unfortunately, in doing so, he meets a rather unfortunate end but not before he befriends a dog-like creature, devil, I guess, with a chainsaw for the head. Basically, a dog with a chainsaw sticking out of its head. And the two become good friends. It's like a boy and his dog kind of a scenario. However, once he meets his end, he had made an agreement with this devil that he could just take him over, and continue, his living and find happiness. But this devil dog, to say the least, his happiest moments were that of Denji befriending him. And basically, he gives his life, his essence, to Denji. The two merge. Basically, this is where he becomes Chainsaw Man instead of Chainsaw Dog. Think of Dog Man, in a way. And that's where he gets this supernatural power. When pressed and having to defend himself, he can pull on this chain in his chest, and his head converts to a big chainsaw, and his arms can as well. And basically, he takes on this demon power, this devil power of chainsaws, basically. In this world, basically, the devils that you make some type of contract with, or deals with the devil, basically they bestow their power upon you for the said price. Although with Denji's dog, it was more of the price of friendship and a truly altruistic agreement. Nothing too bad. But in doing so, he comes into the knowledge of the government devil hunters, led by, or overseen by this strange woman called Makama, who basically is in charge of the entire the devil hunters in Japan, government sponsored. And she has strange, mysterious powers. You think, well, maybe she's contracted with some kind of devil. She's able to kill people by just having someone say their name, but it costs the person who says their name their lives, along with killing the person that's is named. Very powerful. It could be millions of miles away. You name it, and it seems to work, along with other mysterious abilities she seems to have. At first, she seems to take an interest in Denji just to get him off the streets as a devil, now that he's merged with this dog, or his former companion, the dog, with the chainsaw, and offers him to become a sanctioned devil hunter. But in doing so, knowing that he's merged with this devil, he's not, and no longer human, he's not allowed to go on his own. And so he's kind of under the guise, under the imprisonment, forced labor, servitude to the government devil hunters in order to continue. But he's more than happy to do so, as his debts are clear. They house him, they feed him, give him clothes, etc., and basically a purpose to continue on in life. And oddly enough, he's very happy with Miss Makama, never having had a girlfriend before, and he falls basically for her, essentially. And whether it is, just to control him or manipulate him, she is more than happy to play towards his male fascinations of adolescence, as he is an elder teen, somewhere around 16, 17 perhaps, well into puberty. And so basically that is the whole first season. And she is wanting his help to find this person, or this devil called the gun devil, which is basically, with all the gun violence throughout the world, it is associated with this gun devil who seems to be able to control all the other devils, basically. And so she wishes to get rid of that one, thinking that that'll end, or at least to greatly reduce the amount of devil influence throughout the world. It's kind of implied that the gun devil had something to do with 9/11 per se. So cut to Chainsaw Man the movie, the Reze Arc. Basically, Reze, it turns out to be the bomb devil, basically, and essentially goes and, in order to manipulate Denji, finds that it's able to basically easier to gain his trust in that manner and form a relationship with him, basically playing upon his masculine desires, etc. And what takes place through most of the movie, it's a little bit boring for this part, but they form this relationship. He doesn't see this coming, but it eventually it's revealed that she's the bomb devil and wishes to take his power from him or kill him to stop him from reaching the gun devil, which she works for. And so that is the overall plot of the Reze Arc, the Chainsaw Man, the movie. There is a lot of action. Again, just some of the relationship stuff was a little boring. But overall, I give it a Shaka Thumbs Up, especially if you're into anime. And, you've, like myself, become kind of invested in the first season of Chainsaw Man. And again, this is the direct sequel to the first season. It's about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half, this movie. But most episodes of the Chainsaw Man are like 22 minutes. I could see them splitting this up once it finishes in theaters. This will make up the proportion amount of the second season of Chainsaw Man. And then plus probably they'll throw out a couple of bit more. Heard someone talking in the theater, then 2027. Maybe we'll get season 3 or the rest of the season 2 after they cut up what this movie is. Very much like Demon Slayer, whereas each arc is the movies, and then they take those movies and throw them into the episodics of the series after that. So it's following about the same suit, and I think this movie will do very well overall at the theaters with the light fare that's out there right now. Alright, so that's about it for Chainsaw Man, the Reze Arc. Again, overall a Shaka Thumbs Up. Check it out, especially if you love anime and want to get interested in Chainsaw Man, both the manga, the series, and this new movie. Alright, mahalo and aloha.